welcome to Breaking Bidehul. Number 6. We need strong Russian-American LGBT members who care about children and want to expose the lie that gay people like children. It happened here years ago. People didn't know. They had to be educated. Someone who hurts children is not gay. They're pedophiles. But if the Federation is pushing the fact that LGBT equates child assault, child sexual assault, as the president clarified, I think his later comments about that there should be a place in Russian society for the transformer, they should not be ignored, as what role the gay child of the fatherland will play. If Babushka wants to protect her children from dying in a field in Ukraine or being murdered 10, 20 years from now with their killers shouting out glory to the memory of Russia, I think those conspiracy theories are correct. And you need strong women to get the job done. Those who love children, who love the human race, who will fight together. Boratsa Zedididi. Fight for the children. This show seeks to confirm that no one cares about the kids, that we failed to defend or protect God's children. As the institution instructs all Catholics to work with children, you must complete the course, Protecting God's Children. We failed. Time to fight. So once Babushka learns about how activities in her own backyard have been affecting her neighborhood, her family, where are the LGBT rights people? A lot of his operations, as you'll learn, have been investigated by the Federal Trade Commission and other groups. There's no limit to the extent of cyber terrorism, as Bidehul and those demons who apparently exist to simply rule or ruin your life delve into every aspect of your devices, personal, finance, family, relationships. And I don't care if you go to those websites or not. They're everywhere. Some people are talking about this gesture, a common denominator. We'll learn about why they're performing signs, how it works to perpetuate their plan, whether mass hypnosis on this scale is possible. And while we don't study error, we study truth. We will expose their ways. We'll even hear from those who love his work and what he's done with platforms like YouTube. Crazy whack-out controlling PD, a crazy program director who must be stopped. You don't get on unless you fit his agenda. Perfect example. If you've ever enjoyed a Christian music song and you dial it up on YouTube, not only is the audio incorrect, it doesn't sync up with the video, anything to disrupt the presentation. It's 100% evil, and the more you look at it, you'll see why, to shove images in your child's face. When they go to a sports channel and they get a pop-up for granny porn or family lust. He loves family lust. That's the big one. All the women are sows. Ladies, you are sows and toilets. And he took your money too, not just your husband's, not just some idiot who went on that website, the sex website. Nope. In fact, you find his witches everywhere, from news presentations to religious programming. They all want the money. And those scary, scary funding sources, as Carrie Lake was pointing out, we've got to encourage these people to talk. Even if we ignore motive, like it's none of our business why these groups or huge organizations are working on this angle that makes no sense, seems to be the opposite, what they purportedly initially set out to do, surely we could all make a difference and help them stop. Again, some people say, I'm just waiting for Jesus, Scott. Why would you waste your time? Why would you try to stop the end of the world? It's a good question. I guess I'm really appalled by the thought that no one cares about the children. And when they see, I want them to see Bidehul in action. He told me during our interview he likes the little ones. We have a lot to discover together, and most of it is heinous. But you'll have feelings of rage and sorrow. But what will you do? What will people like Elon Musk, Putin, Jake Sullivan, what will these players do on these stages? What will the mob do? What will the CIA do? What can Bojo do at this point? He wants $1 million an interview. How are we going to get him? Even for 5 minutes. Oh, I see here. We'll work around him. Good point. There are solutions. There are targets. We can hit the assets and affect my frenemy. And again, ultimately help my brother get home. Help him to stop and he will make a difference. He wants to help the children. We'll give him a chance. We're going to make a star. He'll protect the children. He'll make good. Love and mercy. If I judge anybody, I'm going to be judged without mercy. So, walking on thin ice. I'm a sinner. He forgave me. That's the debate. Could Hitler have been saved? Could he have found his way home? Could he have been forgiven? I think it's a good one to have. And the whistleblower. The only way I got to Videhul. The whistleblower. Are they a criminal or a Zashinyek, a defender? We start in Russia, but it involves all of us, and we'll all have to work together. He claims that they're willing to work with anybody that wants to work with them. Well, it's time to wipe the midge, as he explained, and start with the midges Bidehul, Sonista Konvrima Peter, those satanic witches in St. Petersburg. Thank you. We have many questions for these people. And to any journalists out there seeking the truth, if you too believe that people still care about children, perhaps you'll pick up on an element, an angle, and do something yourself. We have targets. That's the good news, people. Men and women of God, plus people who just love children, or people that want to save themselves. It's time to roll. Or as one radio legend and my hero would say, it certainly would appear as if that were the case. We all miss you, Johnny. How about an ISDN line? Can you do some broadcasts from home? We miss you the best. And how about the greatest home run call ever? That is high. That is far. That ball is caught. Caught at the wall. Ball game over. Yankees lose. That's what you should do. You should be encouraging your friend to stop. Just as we question whether the whistleblower is a defender or a criminal, what about Bidehul and his desire to stop? He did not come right out and ask me for help. There are too many apparent things. It's more than just wanting to get caught. It's help to stop because he's totally consumed by his client or boss. It's Bidehul's boss obviously pressuring him. And so he'll continue to consume your children and everything in your life. But maybe he's seen the light. How far do we go? I'm not in law enforcement. I'm not a prosecutor. How far do you go in meeting someone who wants to change? Someone goes with Jesus, they'll be on their way. I can only encourage my brother. Again, this has to be on the up and up. Tip you should learn, and I should have opened my mouth earlier every time I open my mouth. Unsubscribe now. Out. I'll start showing you just how widespread Bidehul is. And as he and others would say, you don't know, Scott. You don't know, Scott. That's what we did. We used to say that. Now you sit down, grab a tonic. The vast majority, Scott. I'm sorry, I digress. I must take better notes. I'm putting together the different elements so you have some of the problem and you have the solution. None of it will be possible without God, but with God we can do everything. One listener said, oh, I love your wacky conspiracy crap. I don't know how fact-based it is, Scott, or whether you have any luck with these guests, these authors, whether you pull anything out for fact-based news approach, but it sure is entertaining. I love how it's religious, too. I love how it makes it even more wacky that you're doing the religious angle. I said, dude, when you get into this and the evil stuff, when you start seeing more and more of this, it's so disgusting and heinous. You have to recognize the good and truth. Truth always wins. That's why I don't want to get hung up on error. We don't study error. We study truth. We are to just glance at our problems. These are distractions. Gaze at our Savior. So I'm trying, and it has to be about helping my brothers stop and get home for the biggest celebration in heaven. Huge. I'm excited. I'm excited. And it's really not me. It's the whistleblower. They're the ones. They told that story to someone. They tell me, oh my, we must go and get these guests and have them on and let them explain it to us. We're being hypnotized? Who's doing this? Where's this money? Who's got all this money? Oh, well, I'm not doing much on that at all. I'm going to focus on my subject, my frenemy. We're to love our enemies. That's got to be number one. This is a time for mercy. When he returns will be a time for justice. Remembering these things, keeping them in mind. I need your help to keep me on track. And I could use my partner to help keep me in line, but they can't be here right now. First things first, focusing on Peter. There are a million people he can blame it on. Babushka, you can save the day. Why? Because he listens to you. You're the only one he listens to. We have targets. He'll get it done. He, along with the folks at Kazazinski. All thanks to the whistleblower, the future mayor of St. Petersburg. That's next time on Breaking Bidehul.
Places we got her, digging in the dirt. Find the places we got her, digging in the dirt. Find the places we got her.